days, that means a lot.
Yeah.
That means they're paying attention. Now he's in a weird situation.
But let me say this, like, yeah, you
Right.
gotta follow
You
up. Like,
definitely
you
gotta
don't even
follow
know
up.
dude's name. Like, what other songs has he had before? Where's his mixtape dropping? Where's the video?
Let me check out older.
Yeah.
No, it's funny. I checked out his older music. He has a sound.
Okay.
He had the sound. Like this was just one of those situations where I feel like he was putting out music, but he just had a different platform. Whatever platform he put out, it wasn't reaching me.
I feel like
I checked his older music, it was alright.
I feel like when you do stuff like that, it's kind of a gift and a curse. Okay, let's say dude does blow up, he becomes a big celebrity, a big superstar after that. He's gonna have problems every time he comes home, just based off of the history of that and so on and so forth. And you're also gonna have people that don't support you now. You got half of the rappers in the town mad at you.
I mean, that's the risk you take.
I mean, it is the risk you take,
the
but
risk
you
you
gotta
take,
look at the
man.
big picture. And I think
Hip hop is a
blood
industry,
sport, yeah.
man.
Yeah.
You look at somebody like Drake. Drake don't bother nobody. People constantly try to tear him apart and throw shots and come at him. Somebody like Kanye West, Big Sean.
Somebody's gonna come at you. Somebody's gonna come at you.
You know what I mean? People gonna come at you. But more importantly, people are gonna pull your card. I feel like this. If you're making music on some gangster shit, if somebody else is on some gangster shit, you know what I mean?
Facts.
They're gonna pull your card.
Yeah,
You know what I'm saying?
facts.
And to be honest with you, it's up to you to keep it rap because that's all this is.
Right.
Just like for instance, like a lot of times when these artists be talking that shit in their songs, they know in their head this is just rap.
Right.
This is rap. Like I'm not even mad at nobody. They'll make a whole song about killing 6 niggas, but they having the time they like.
That's why I
Everybody don't
said-
play like that.
Yeah, you
Like,
have to
there's
be
some
prepared.
people that don't play like
you
that.
can do it, but you have to be prepared. But at the same time, I feel like hip hop is all about doing it for the internet now, and he found a niche that.
I
You know
hope
what
it
I'm saying?
continues
Like-
to work for him. I hope everything works out for the brother.
Yeah.
But I know, as far as I know, you can track more with sugar than shit. And it's like when you starting all them problems with people for no reason at all. Like, are you really gonna go out here and rob
It's
these people?
music, y'all.
It
Let's keep
is,
it
but
music,
people
though.
don't.
Let's keep it music.
Yeah, that's what I'm advising.
For those of you that
everybody.
might feel some type of way,
I'm out here like Al Sharpton
let's
right
get,
now.
let's get on these tracks.
You know, niggas American out here.
That's the fist that's in the comb.
Yo, man, like, cause I know how people be in their bag and
Yeah.
sensitive about music and
Yeah.
what they think, is hot in somebody. People don't take kindly to that. And
One thing I thought was corny is why when rappers like he threw a couple female rapper names in there that I heard of from
Which
there.
females were in
The one girl, I don't want to get her name wrong, but I think her name is Fifi, but I don't know her rap name.
Yeah,
But he mentioned her and he was like, she gonna be in the back giving my man's top. Like, all niggas ever say about like females is that they gonna be sucking dick or something like that. It's like, y'all need to be more creative when you're trying to diss women. Like, it's
I mean,
just
you
corny.
can't really shoot a girl.
You
You
could.
can't really clap.
There's other things you could say, but like,
Yeah.
you know, it's like,
I mean, people use sex as a weapon too, so it is what it is.
I love that part.
Shout out
was
to
whack.
518,
The rest
man.
of the song was
518
dope.
music scene is booming right now. Keep it coming, man. I'm
Yeah.
tuning in.
All right, what else we got to talk about?
Y'all
People
ready
mad
to
at
talk
me for,
about?
not agreeing with this and other people. Oh, I'll be in the next song.
All right, y'all ready to talk about interracial dating?
Give me the growth. Go ahead and tell us what's the question about
Ask
interracial
your
dating?
people.
Yeah.
I mean, yo,
How do we feel about interracial dating? Are
Yeah.
you for interracial dating? Or
Yeah, I
you
mean,
where are we going with interracial
For
dating?
it.
I mean, the question is, let's just be honest. I'm gonna ask my people too. How do y'all feel about interracial dating? Let's be real. Like, we all have our views. We all have our opinions. We see it. We see it work. We see it fail. We all have our own relationships. But if we're asking, how do we feel about interracial dating? I'm gonna go out on a limb. I hope I don't offend anybody. Love who you love, but I think that people are supposed to love their people. I think that
That's
everything-
interesting to you. You
know
have a
what I mean?
biracial child.
I
What would
think
make you
that-
say that?
I think that everything must move because, like you said, I got a biracial child. I lived and seen a different side of the spectrum, and not even with my first child's mother, with like other white women. Like I seen, like they're just not like black women. the click, you know what I mean, isn't there. Just like for instance,
She can't like pick
a
out the
white
right
man,
lotion for you.
You know what I mean? A black woman.
Oh man,
you could be dating a white man.
No, but it'd be little stuff like that. Like she not gonna know what type of lotion you
know what I
want.
mean?
She's not gonna know how you like your food seasoned.
It's
She's not
small
gonna. It'd be
things.
little stuff.
And it's little things that because there's like such a disconnect, like you know, even though there's some females, there's some people that can understand. Just like for instance, like if I'm with a white girl, whatever, I'm not gonna bring up like J Hood. I'm not gonna bring up certain things. I'm not gonna go to certain
So
lanes.
you
Like
feel like
I'm
you
gonna
could be
try to
yourself
level
with,
the
when you were with a white woman?
No, not at all. I couldn't.
So let's talk about, like, when I see interracial dating, we have to distinguish between interracial dating and interracial sex. Because for some people, you know, some people will go out here and have all kinds of interracial sex.
Right.
Oh,
And it's more
difference.
of a fetish type thing.
Mm-hmm.
And we're talking interracial dating, like, are you taking this person to meet your parents? Are you moving in with this person? Like, I think that there's a difference between interracial dating and interracial sex. Hell,
yeah,
damn slave masters had sex with the slaves. That was interracial sex. So I think a lot of people get that concept of dating and sex confused and mixed up, and it's definitely a big difference between interracial dating and interracial sex. Me personally, love who you love. Like, I feel the same way about interracial dating as I feel about homosexuality. Do what you want to do. I just don't like that some people use interracial dating as an excuse to hide their racism. Because people think that automatically if you're having sex with a black person, white person, Chinese person, let me say Asian person to keep it politically correct. Whoever,
shout out China.
You have to separate between, do you really care about this person as a person, or are you dating this person because you want to have interracial sex and you like something a little different on your platter? There's nothing wrong with either one, in my opinion. But I think people need to keep it real with themselves and their significant other or whoever they're dealing with. Is this just sex, or am I taking you seriously as a person?
That too. And personally, so for other people, I just feel like the fact that I consider myself pro-black, like I would never date nobody that's not black. Like, and I feel like if you consider yourself pro-black, then you can't date outside of your race. You have to date within the race if you're for the progression of, you know what I'm saying, black people. And I feel like if you are black and you are gonna date someone outside of the black race, then you need to make sure that that person has some type of understanding or wants to learn, you know, about, you know, our plight, I guess, or how we view things.
I agree.
Because if not, then that's what
comes into what I was saying.
Yeah, that's where
I've seen
shit
dudes
gets
from
blurry.
the alt-right
they fetishize black women.
Dusty looking black woman too.
Yeah,
Like some of the dustiest
They don't
looking
care
black
what they
women.
look
Yeah, I'm
like, as long as they black.
Like,
For
You
real.
know what though? I have this concept though. I have this concept I normally use when I discuss interracial dating. Hold on a second. First of all, let me talk.
Yeah, let's see what some of these
Yeah, let me shout out some of the people on the live right
What's
now.
going on?
Shout out to
shout out to you.
the only you do your shout outs first, bro.
You know what I'm saying? Dior Yak. Dior actually dates a black gentleman, so this is right up her alley.
Is she
LT,
having
what's
sex
up,
with a black
love?
man on date? We gotta
I
ask
think that's
Dior.
married. I think that's
Okay, shout
I
out
see
to
a problem with
Dior.
it. Kaisha Thomas, Dior Yak. Stop the stereotype on white women. Oh shit, she said white women could cook. We not talking about empanadas.
Nothing about none of that.
I said they might not know what type of
No, but
seasoning you like.
okay. Wait a minute, let me shout out the people on
Okay,
Instagram
okay.
Live. Shout out to I got a bunch of people to shout out on here too. Shout out to I can't say that Els McFly was good.
That's
Lily
LT.
Kins, JJ SBK, Pressure 930, Xanath, Young Hood Red Hoodie. Amanda Larkin, YC Crees, DJ Selector Free, Wild Money Bully,
Selector
Yeah.
Free, what up,
Paulie
baby?
Diesel, Barakim O'Drama.
What up, Rob?
That ain't that's not my man.
That's Rakim. That's
Oh no, I
Rob.
thought that was somebody else.
Nah.
We'll talk about who I thought that was. in a second.
That's my homie. What up, Rob?
G Money Vision, the only Jay Stokes, and Love Stacia 49.
Good shot. But look, I got this concept discussing this. Felines. Look at felines. They're similar. If you get a jaguar, a cheetah and a tiger. They both have similar limbs. They look the same. Their ears are the same. Teeth are the same. They move. Almost everything are the same, but they're totally different. From the outside, the only differences are like probably their stripes and spot, things like that. Yeah. But they're totally different though. It's the same exact concept when you're talking people, black people, white people. We look the same. We got the same limbs. But when you get down to the nitty gritty, we're totally different. If you was to ever see the tigers running around with the lions, it's gonna be beef. They're gonna run at each other. Because they don't understand each other.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Then I feel like it's like, I feel like every other race tells their kids not to fuck with black people.
Of course.
I think
I feel like
that
part bothers me too. And that also